Good evening, Degen crew. We're back on the Bad Bunny halftime show bet, and here's a quick update for you. We have, after day one, 24 hours, he was at 47 million views. After day two, he was at 64 million views. After day three, he was at 73 million views. And after day four, he's at 81 million views. The prediction based on our 150 was almost dead on. I've closed out all of the positions up until now, but I'm still tracking it. I'm still keeping an eye on it, specifically because of the Mr. Beast one to see if it's undervalued on the last day. But I'm also keeping an eye to see if any of the other ones become undervalued as it goes along. So here it is perfectly tracking right now our scenario B base case where the decay stabilizes. Day three, it was actually under the scenario, and day four, so under our base case at 74, and and then it was a little bit above. So the actual check spreads are almost exactly scenario B, just a slight difference. A softer day three and a stronger day four. So that's interesting with a softer day three and a stronger day four. Will it pick up again into the weekend? So this was our projections, and this is the actual. So the here's your comparison. So it was 1.2 million behind the base case and zero point zero 0.03 million behind, so 300,000 behind on day four. So it basically caught up today. Yeah. So what's interesting about that? The follow up question. So 150, the 150 million. If I go into the actual prediction. So the 150 million entirely closed out. There's 0.7% left on the table, and honestly, it's not really worth the risk. You could take that 0.7%, but even if you tried to buy $10 worth, you'd probably move the entire market. But the one I'm looking for right now is the 75 to 100 million and the 100 to 125 million. These are the two I'll be watching on up until the last day, because I'll be curious to see how undervalued they are going into the last day. But my question right now is, so if I go into the projection, it still projects between it's still saying, before I was at 95 million after a 1 week, and it's still projecting 96 million. So my question now at 95 to 96, to me, my immediate reaction is this should be selling at closer to 50-50. So I find this one is overvalued and this one is undervalued. And if I go into the chat and I ask what the fair value is, it says fair value should be around about, so uncertainty, if I'm a little more uncertain, it's saying 50-50 or 52, tighter on 64. So fair yes is around 59 cents. So it's almost 100 in this model. It's almost 100% undervalued. So I'm debating. I should be buying yes here, at least in small amounts. What I would be looking for is to buy yes here, and again, I wouldn't want to hold it all the way, but I would be looking to hold it until this at least closes. It's saying it should be at 59, but I'd be looking to close it out around 50 cents just to have this close from 30 to 50 cents. So I'm considering buying the yes here on the back end to the 75 to 100 million. The only other part that I might be missing that I'm sort of unsure about, and I find it sort of unclear in the wording of this, is the exact end time. Because it doesn't, I was going into the chat here, because I'm going to have to start breaking this down by hour, I think. People in the chat don't seem to have 800,000 per hour. No one. I don't see if anyone, other people are breaking it down at an hourly rate. They're saying it slows down in the evening. $75 to 100 is headed to 0. See, I disagree with you. I think we're headed to 50 cents. The only thing that I might be missing is the exact closing time of this. So this person is saying the video was created on the 9th at 12:20. So this, I'd have to double check this. People believe it'll resolve on the 16th at 12:20. Because that could be the difference between, that could be the difference between 96 and 100 million, is what hour this actually resolves on exactly. So actually, February 16th at 12:20 is, yeah, that's Monday at midnight. Or sorry, yeah, Monday at midnight. How many hours are left until then? What did I say? People believe it's the February 16th. Let's see if this changes at all. So I'm just seeing what this, how many hours are left until I will verify with the video. Actually, I have the video right here. So he's at currently 81 million views. I don't even know. I'm not even sure where to check when it was created. Will it say? I'll have to double check where to find out when a video was created. So yeah, he's still saying with that it should still be at 95 to 96 million by that time. So based on this, I still think this should close down to or should we get up to close to 50. The gap should close from 32 to 50 cents. The only other things that I would be, I don't know how much weight to apply to this is the like how videos or how numbers get attracted to large numbers or to round numbers. So the closer it gets to 100 million, will the YouTube algorithm push it? I don't know about that. I have to do some research on that one. So things we need to look up. Exact end time. When was video created? And YouTube algo. So things I need to look up is the exact end time, when was the video created, and does the YouTube algo promote large round numbers? I will come back to you guys with the answer. I do need to go to sleep, so I will find those out for tomorrow. Yeah, I want to see this gap close from 30 to 50 as it gets closer. The other thing is, will it jump over the weekend as people have more free time? Will they be at home watching it? I don't know. Will more people watch videos when they're at work or when they're home on Saturday, Sunday? Anyway, we're going to trust our model a little bit. The spread isn't huge. I'll start buying again in small increments. 33. There you go. We're buying back into the 75, 100 just to see that gap close from 33 to 50, and we will take profits. I'll actually put a sell in right away. So we'll trade around it. If it even jumps up 10 cents, I'll probably just keep trading around it. If I'll put in some low orders and some high sells. Just to have a quick look at the order book. Yeah, I'll find out the answer to those exact questions, and then we'll scale in our buy. We'll also have more information again tomorrow. So, for example, if I'm just putting in the small buy now, just to start it again, but as there was a pickup in volume today compared to yesterday. So again, we'll compare the view count tomorrow and see if it picked up again. If it picked up again, then I'm just going to exit this position because it's more likely that not to close relatively fast. So yeah, we'll keep an eye. We'll see if it's hitting above average. But realistically, if it's getting pretty close to above average, it should be closer to 50-50 right now, not 33.64. And my original model was based on a 7-day time frame, so I should be pretty accurate on when this closes. But I will try to find out exactly when they're going off of. Some of these predictions usually have like a clock countdown. So for example, if I went to a different one, it would show that there's 8 hours and 59 seconds left in it. This one doesn't have a time clock, which actually probably makes it nicer, meaning you actually have to do some research to figure out when something actually expires, versus just having the clock up there. You have to also be careful when people are trolling in or trying to spread some misinformation in the chat, because obviously they want to have their edge as well. So I will see if I can find the exact time that this prediction is going off of. But that's the Bad Bunny. We're still going on the Bad Bunny. The other one I wanted to look at really quickly was, all right, so I don't think I streamed about this one. I don't think I streamed about this one about 3 weeks ago. But there was an undervalued Will MicroStrategy announce a Bitcoin purchase February 10th to 16th. So MicroStrategy has literally been buying Bitcoin almost every single week. And then about 3 weeks ago, it seemed to be, so they usually announce it. They usually purchase throughout the week and they announce it. Michael Saylor says something on Saturday or Sunday that there's an orange dot on his X account, which usually means they've purchased Bitcoin, and they'll announce it the following day. And they usually have been announcing it on a Monday. But it was one of them was selling the yes for the Monday, or yes that they would announce that specific week was quite undervalued, and I preemptively just jumped on in because I was like, oh, this is super undervalued right now, right at this price, and I jumped right in really quickly, and then I started doing some looking stuff up afterwards, and I said, oh, the Monday is a holiday. And the reason why that's important is because the SEC, who you have to register, who MicroStrategy has to register the fact that they've purchased before making an announcement, was closed on that day. So people were saying, oh, there's no way they're going to announce if they're closed on that day. And I was like, oh, that's why it's undervalued. So I immediately sold and took the position off. And then today happened, and I was looking at this going, oh, they've been buying every single week. They just announced an 11% dividend for their, I think it's their fixed income, like a bond pretty much. So they're selling, let's see if I can find the article. Oh no, this isn't it. They just announced it like yesterday. Where are we? Uh, 11. Yes, here it is. The preferred dividend rate. So they're raising money at their MSTR fund. They're selling at 11%, so you can buy it. They hold Bitcoin in that. So they're going to be selling more stock to raise at this price. So they probably will purchase, but the question is, based on every time he's raised money, they have gone and purchased. The question is, will he be able to announce it on Monday if they haven't been able to register, because they're not allowed to make an announcement if they haven't been able to register that they have purchased their Bitcoin. So I almost went and bought this immediately. I looked at it and went, oh, 24 cents, this is undervalued again. And then I immediately stopped myself and said, no, 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 no. You have learned your lesson here. Look up the date on the Monday and why it's selling for that price. And lo and behold, I looked up Monday the 16th, and Monday the 16th is a holiday in the US. I'm not American, so I don't know all the holidays. It is President's Day, so that's why it was selling at 24 cents for the yes and 77 cents for the no. And I did a bunch of looking up stuff last time, and the breakdown was over the last 5 years, or let's call it even 3 years. I think it was 2021. The last 5 years, the percentage breakdown of an announcement on a holiday that they had purchased Bitcoin was a 33% based on the last 6 announcements on holidays, and the day after the holiday was 66%, which leads me to believe that someone has already done that looking up and came to that conclusion that 33% of the time they do announce it on the holiday, which is why this was selling for around 33% at the time. So that seems pretty fair value. The only counter argument that I was looking at that was based on what did I look it up? 33% of the time, based on these holidays, was the SEC closed on every single one of these holidays, and how often did they announce it afterwards? But yeah, it seemed pretty fair value. I did take a small position, just because the majority of the last times have been after the day after the holiday. So there's been 2 more announcements since I did this. So I do have to update it because it will change my percentages. But it was pretty fair value based on that. My only other question is, on President's Day, will he announce it to try to entice the current U.S. president to maybe add some Bitcoin to their strategic reserve? I don't know. I don't know what. Maybe it's just a theory. Who knows? I don't think so though. Just a little. We'll see. Yeah, so I'm going to be keeping an eye on that one too to see how much that this percentage changes. To be honest, I will be buying the no. So if it's 33% is fair value, I'll be trying to buy lower than that. And as we get closer, if there's no announcement tomorrow, this usually closes as well. And again, if he doesn't say anything on Saturday or Sunday about a purchase, you'll see this move and change pretty quickly. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that into the last 2 days as well. Something more to add to the list of streams. Anyway, I need to go to bed. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good night.